So if I quit drinking sodas during the chats, I wouldn't burp my way through the chat. But I think that's part of my charm, though. I am a grown-ass man. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. You set the topics. So ask whatever questions you want to ask, suggest whatever topics you want to suggest. I'll do my best to address them. And remember, if I don't know the answer, there's another 120-something people here that might. So make sure to pay attention to the live chat. Maybe they'll have the answer for you if I don't. So, and feel free to talk amongst yourselves all you want. And also, always remember, at any time, if you want to call me out about something I've said you disagree with, let me know. We'll do a little episode of Spank the Yankee and come in here in person and educate me. With that being said, I always like to start the chat with reading the people who bought merchandise today. We only got 2 people, but we'll get them read here. The slow day for, well, not really, because the slow day for merch is no merch. But we got John Heasley bought some magnets, and he bought more than one. He doesn't buy just one magnet and pay shipping on one magnet like some people. And who else got some magnets? Lucas F. got some magnets also. Sold some magnets today. So thanks to those 2 people for helping out. Remember, if you want to help out the Pets and Vets program or TYMP, go on over buy merchandise like this one. This what could go wrong? Don't point your Glock at your cock. You know, it's very this is very much symbolism. You got it's what they call a thinker, sort of. So I like this one. I like because it is a thinker, and I was very happy with how I drew it. I was worried about how am I going to get it to look like he's really holding that in his claws, but managed it. So, but as I was saying, what was that? Let's see here. You want to go over to TYMPpistolproject.com if you want to buy merch, or you want to become a patron, or you want to become a Subscribe Star member. If you've ever thought about becoming a patron, please do. I need 7 new patrons to get me back up to where we're not at the lowest level we've ever been at. We slipped under 700. We're at 694 patrons. The lowest we ever had was 702. And that was the very first week we started Patreon. And then we went up to 1,500 and something, but now we're back down to where lower than where we started on the first week. So if we can get 7 more, I won't have to say we're at the lowest we've ever been. We'll be at the lowest we've been since the first week, but now we're at the lowest we've ever been. So if you've ever thought about becoming a Patreon supporter, maybe you want to go over and get the Mouse Guns patch. That's very exclusive. And we got the sample the other day via email, so it's going to look pretty good. So if you want something like that, or you just want one of the deputy patches, one of the posse patches, I got a ton of them. So if you want them, those are nice patches, I will have to say. Go on over, sign up. There's all kinds of different stuff you can get over there. And we need 7 badly. Go over to my Patreon page, we can go get to it from TYMPpistolproject.com, which you can see right there on the thing. You can do everything from there. You can even sign up to be a TYMP recipient, which will be announcing the new recipients in a couple of days here, and taking care of the last month that somehow got screwed up. The ones from last month that got screwed up. Some went fine. All right. With that being said, let's get to the questions, see if there's anything coming in. John Heasley said, sent you an email, subject visitor. I saw it. I got it up, ready to share. I forgot the emails yesterday. Remind me to do the emails today. I had forgot them completely yesterday. Didn't even cover emails. Peter D used his 48-month WAP chat to say, we've had a heat wave up here, so I've been trying out my new summer carry, Smith & Wesson 432 UC. Thing is freaking awesome. Super light. See, I want one of those. I haven't seen one in person yet, but I kind of want one. Quit rubbing shit in my face, you jerk. John Heasley also said, Trump and the Republicans are selling us out. They are all very worthless. Yes, they definitely are. I don't know how long it's going to be till people realize neither of the sides is on your side. And swearing allegiance to one or the other is just the stupidest thing you can fucking do. It maintains a two-party system, which means in a two-party system, you're always going to choose between the lesser of two evils, and those two evils aren't even separate evils. They're the same evil, giving you the illusion of choice. So people aren't going to wake up. And the politicians know. The reasons they pulled that stuff out of that bill, you want to know the real reason they did it? It's because Republicans know midterms are coming up. And there's 45% of the people that are going to vote for whoever has an R after their name. There's 45% of the people that are going to vote for whoever has a D after their name. And then there's 10% of people in the middle. And if they piss off any of those 10% in the middle, they'll go the other way. So they know, well, these 45% aren't going to vote against us, even if we do take all the gun stuff out. But those 10% in the middle, if we took away the NFA, they might vote Democrat. We might shift 6 of them to the Democrat, and we only get 4, and that way the Democrats win. So we'll just take it out to appease those people that are in the middle, and not worry about the other 45% because they're going to vote for Democrat or Republican no matter what. And that mentality is what's allowed them to do what they do today. So get out of that mentality. All right. What was I doing? I was reading the comments, I think, here. I forgot. Ghost Shatter says, sent new email. I saw that. All right, let's get over here, see if there's any questions coming in through PayPal. I forgot to check before we started the chat. I usually check before we get started to see if there's anything over there, but I did not. I forgot. Let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, that's the wrong button. I always hit send money for some reason. I'm not sending nobody no money. All right, let's see if we got anything over here. Today is the 13th, right? All right, got James Queef chiming in here. He did not say nothing, but he did they said the Yankee Marshal. But he did get an entry into the Silver Bullet drawing and the double super secret Pico giveaway. James Queef did. Dale Rickety said, "All hail Phil." He's paying his Phil tithe. So he knows he don't want to risk it. He's old. He don't want to risk anything. Phil could just be trying to teach him a lesson and he could die. Because, when you get to a certain age, you're at that drop dead age where someone is like, oh, someone startled Dale and he dropped dead. And people are like, oh, well, it's probably going to happen. It's not, we're not at that age anymore where people are like, oh my God, he died so young. Man, nowadays, I'm in that range too. If I drop dead tomorrow, people will be like, yeah, he didn't take care of himself. So I got to be careful. Ben Coors chimed in and said, do you think they should at least verify age to make sure buyers old enough? I know how some people still view an ID check as an infringement. How would you ensure guns aren't sold to minors? I have no problem with checking IDs for selling a gun. That is to protect the seller. The seller has every right to protect themselves to make sure they're not committing a crime. I don't think the government needs to get involved. The government should not be able to verify your purchases. The retailer, however, has every right to know the person I'm selling to is of age, or the person I'm selling to is a citizen, or the person I'm selling to is not a prohibited person. I don't believe in the prohibited persons thing, but I do believe in the, except for age and stuff like that. I believe if you're not a citizen, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun. And if you're not 18 years old, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun. But that's on the retailer to check it. And if they choose not to, and they get caught selling to someone who's underage or not a citizen, well, then they took the risk. They rolled the dice. They paid the price. I'm fine with that. That kind of rhymed, didn't it? Let's see here. What do we got next coming in? So, yeah, I'm okay with checking IDs because people don't remember. That's a different thing. That's not the government saying you got to do this to exercise your right. That's a retailer saying, I'm protecting my ass. And I think they have every right to do that. Who was it asked that? Was that Ben Coors that asked that? Yes. Hail Phil, and I'll take the Pico, thanks. Well, you'll try. If you win it, you'll take it, I'm sure. I mean, unless you turn it down, which I'm surprised someone doesn't do. But let's see here. People are like, don't throw your garbage over here. Remember on The Simpsons? Ooh, American music. Oh, it's a Grammy. Hey, don't throw your garbage down here. I just subscribed to Brian's email list on Here's the Deal. He even has a shirt and merchandise shop. I don't think he has coffee mugs yet, though. That's something old Yanker has him. Well, I'm not trying to be better than nobody, but it seems like I'm better than him at this point. That was Officer Tater Hater, by the way. Peter the Boner, old penis dick, I said, the other day I blasphemed against Phil. 2 days later, I had a tick on me. Then Sunday night, got a nasty bout of food poisoning. Please know I repent and am eternally sorry. I learned my lesson. See, I warned you. I tried to warn you. You're lucky you don't get Lyme disease from that tick. Hopefully the repenting will make it to where he doesn't make you have Lyme disease. Although I don't know if he has any control over that. But I'm sure he does. I'm sure he can. Surely he can cure Lyme disease. I don't know. I would think. But let that be a warning to everybody. Don't blaspheme against Phil. He's watching us right there, back there, through my headgear. He can see through the eyes of all the headgear and anything that bears his image. He can see through the eyes of it. So he's watching us. He knows who's pissing him off up here. Those who would trade liberty for security deserve neither, said Todd Huntington. Exactly. Freedom is dangerous. And people who look to the police or the government to protect them are part of the problem. What is the best and worst cookie? Worst cookies, obviously, anything with raisins in it. Cookie with raisins in it, that's gross. Stop putting raisins in stuff. Raisins are gross. Raisins are the only thing in the world that will make someone not want a cinnamon roll. Because someone will be like, you want a delicious cinnamon roll? You're like, sure. Well, wait, is there raisins in it? And I've had, same thing with bread pudding. I've had to ask in restaurants and they're like, we make it a delicious bread pudding. And I'm like, I'll take that. Oh, wait, is there raisins in it? And they're like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, well, no, I don't want that. That's gross. Whoever looked at their bread pudding or their cinnamon roll and said, you know what would make this better? Some dead flies in it. If it just had some dead flies in it, it would be better. Because that's what it's like. So worst cookie, anything with raisins. Like oatmeal raisin or anything like that. Don't like that. Best cookie, I think, is a snickerdoodle. I love a snickerdoodle. I also just love a sugar cookie, but snickerdoodles are even better because there's cinnamon on top of them. So, big fan of the snickerdoodle, not a fan of anything with raisins. Raisins are the devil's work. And I don't even believe in the devil, but raisins almost make me believe in the devil. Which is weird because I didn't mind them by themselves as a kid, but they ruin anything you put them in. But that was Johnny Mandrick asking what is the best and worst cookie. Stephen Mays, or as we call it in this country, corn, said, yes, I support background checks 100%. They are constitutional, and I want to keep it out of bad people. Keep it out of bad people? Well, don't fuck bad people. Of course, bad people are usually the ones that are best at it. So that kind of takes away the fun if you don't do that. But Paul Bidenbach chimed in. He got a bunch of entries into the Pico, and he says, all hail Phil, Pico, Pico, Pico. And he got a bunch of Pico entries. It helped fund the Pets and Vets program, which is sorely hurting. Remember, if you're thinking about joining Patreon, please do. We need 7 more, so I can't say we got the lowest number of patrons since we first started. So we just need 7 patrons. And then they got to stay. Go over time and get one of the Mickey Mouse patches. Or one of the deputy patches or posse patches. You only got to do $10 to get a posse patch. I think the Mickey and the deputy are $20. But go get you a patch. Kevin Mabrit also chimed in and said, for Phil. And he got a couple entries into the drawings. And made sure he wasn't going to get Lyme disease. I've heard that the American Medical Association said that the number one way to get Lyme disease is to blaspheme against Phil. So if you want to prevent Lyme disease, and it is Lyme disease season coming up, better pay your tithe to Phil. So if you don't want a Lyme disease, pay your tithe. And you don't have to be here live to do it. If you're watching this afterwards, you can do a super thanks. Those also do get you entries into the drawings too, by the way. $5 super thanks gets you entry into the drawing. Where are we at? I think that catches us up with all the chats over here. Kevin Babry was the last one. Go Shabs over there. Okay, let's do the emails. That's what I forgot last night. Present, share screen, Winder. This one's from Ghost Shadow. This has been passed down. Great-grandfather got this 1911 or 1912, gave it to his son. My grandfather then gave it to my dad. Now mine, pump action Remington takedown model. Those are actually pretty cool. I like those. Especially now that it's got family history. That makes it even cooler. Well, it's not my family, but it makes it cooler for you. I don't know your family. All right, now we got John Heasley said at the front door this morning, you got a visitor. Look, it's a little squirrel. That's a little mama squirrel. Looks like she got titties. She's feeding babies, so give her something to eat. She's got babies to feed. I feed all the squirrels and stuff out here. They don't have a hard time. We put out deer feed every day. So they get all kinds of corn and everything else. So their little babies grow up strong and healthy. And they do not like Django. I was going to say they're very friendly, but they do not like Django. They think Django is the devil. Whenever he comes outside, they bark at him and they throw pine cones at him and just everything. He loves it. He likes having a bad reputation. He says, I got a reputation of being a badass outside. Although I think the squirrel said fat ass, but he can take it however he wants. Let's see here. What was next here? Oh, I'm doing the emails, ain't I? Share screen, Winder. I know there's more. Okay, here's one. Share. This was from yesterday, but I didn't get to it. Where is it? There it is, right there. And it's from John Heasley. That says Devil Kitty, Momo. He doesn't look like devil. He looks sweet. Do you have a vape in your hand? Is that your hand or is that your wife's hand? I don't know whose hand that is. Who's vaping? Goddamn kids and their vapes. Then let's send this. I forgot to share this yesterday too. This is part 2 of the update. Remember, he sent us the picture with the trigger. I said, Yank and chat, the attached pics should speak for themselves. Thanks, y'all, for making the help. He's redoing this gun right here. Now, that's a hammer I can cock. He got his new hammer in. Because I think before it was a spurless hammer. Now he's got a spur on it. He spent a long time trying to shove it in until I realized the stirrup was 1 inch too long. You ain't never been told it's too long. Ever. That ain't never been a problem you had. I don't believe that for a second. No, I'm not sharing that meme. I'll share this meme. Let's see here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but let's see here. Let's share this. Present. Share screen. Everybody's seen this one. It's Republican Jesus. He says, then Jesus said unto the sick, you better have insurance. Then Jesus said unto the stranger, are you here legally? Then Jesus said unto the hungry, my taxes better not be paying for those loaves and fishes. Then Jesus said unto the poor, this is your own fault. That's right. Pretty much everything that the far right stands for right now is in direct opposition of Jesus. I don't want my taxpayer dollars paying for school lunch. And then people will try to justify it by saying, well, I just don't want it being done through the government. I want to do it myself. You wouldn't fucking do it yourself. Private charities do not cover need, period. And hell, half the private charities spend most of their money on themselves. So when you say you don't want government money going towards school lunches, you don't want there to be school lunches. You don't want kids to be fed, period. Let's see here. And I ain't sharing that one. All right. All right. Let me make sure I'm all caught up on all the super chats, and we will get to the regular chat. Let's see. What do we got over here? I gotta go up as far as I can go. Where is it? Your top 3 double action, single action pistols. Oh, that's not easy to say. Definitely Smith & Wesson 686 is at the top. Plus, the 686 Plus is at the top. Then probably the 586 L-Comp, and then the Python, if I had to say. And if I can only choose one from each manufacturer, the 686 Plus, and then the Python, and then Ruger Super Red Hawk, Alaskan. Where are we? I just read that. Double action, single action pistols are popular here in Saudi Arabia. He's in Saudi Arabia. You're one of them evil people buying our president, sending him $400 million planes, or was that somewhere else? Yeah, that's not buying favor at all, giving someone a $400 million plane. I think that 70 is young age to die. It is. It would be a young age to me because I'm getting close to there. But Dale Rickety is 107 years old. So did he tell you he was 70? As far as he remembers, he might be. So do you need a background check to purchase a vehicle or a cutlery set? A firearm is nothing more than a defensive tool. Well, it can be an offensive tool too. Like vehicles can be a defensive tool, I guess, if you get in and lock the doors. But usually, if you're going to use them as a weapon, it'd be offensive. They aren't much of a defensive weapon. An American tourist in Thailand is facing 5 years in prison for feeding wild monkeys potato chips. Why is it illegal to feed a monkey? Hell, weren't they asking people to come there and feed them during the pandemic so they could feed the monkeys because there weren't any tourists and the monkeys were starving? So why is it now a problem? Shouldn't I be getting something soon? I have been a 30-month patron for at least 2 months. Well, I don't know which one you're in, but if you're in one of the ones that gets patch, it's whenever they come in. And I ain't got them yet, but I did get the samples the other day via email. Hopefully they'll be here soon. Where am I? Did you go with the 1 hour paint job method or I told you yesterday I did the 1 hour and it turned out perfect. I was able to wet sand it in between coats. I would let it dry. I had lengthened it a little bit because it was rainy and cold out. And, and that drying time is based on 70 degrees and like relative low humidity. So I gave it a little extra time. I would let it dry a full hour. It says after 40 minutes, you can wet sand it. I would let it dry a full hour and then I would wet sand. And then I'd recoat, and it turned out perfect. It's like glass. I mean, it turned out really nice. I'm super surprised. Did I take a picture? I'm pretty sure I took a picture. Hold on. See if there's one that you can actually see here that I took a picture of it with. I don't know if the picture will do it justice. And you can't really tell in the pictures, but it turned out really nice. I got to get a better picture. I took them in dim lighting, and you can't really tell much. Yeah, it's kind of grayed over. But here's the back end I'll show. See if you can see in it. I don't think you can see very well because it was gray outside. But This part right here is all gloss black now. And you can see right there, it's very glossy. But that's all gloss black now. Down around the third brake light or fourth brake light, whatever that is. Left this down here matte all the way across the underside there and the trim. And this is, of course, all matte because it's textured. But this is all gloss now. And I wish I had a picture that could show you that it was good and glossy, but it's hard to get a good picture. That kind of gives you an idea, but it's hard to get a good picture of it, especially since you're seeing reflection of gravel. And that's not even before I did the final wet sand and coat. That was in between. All right. Where was I at on the questions? Let me make sure I'm still caught up on the super chats. Yes, we are. How much do I got to pay for the Mickey patch? I don't know. You have to go. Well, you're already getting one. You're in a higher tier than the Mickey, so you already get a Mickey patch. Because I said anybody that's already in a higher tier than Mickey will get a Mickey patch. We just got to get them in. I feed them and the birds and the rabbits. And well, it says and the bird and the rabbits, not plural. So he only feeds one bird. Which bird is it? You shouldn't feed the tree rats. They're only cute first time around, kind of like deer. Why? Why would they're cute all the time? They're fine. They don't cause any damage. They live in the trees. They got plenty of habitat out here. We took away a lot of their food sources by building on the land, so why not give them some food? Let's see, where am I at? Did you hear about the Virginia man who shot a teen who kicked his door at 3 a.m.? The kid was video recording a prank for TikTok. I did see something about that. They were doing ding dong ditch or something. They said, and he got shot. Just some weed vape. Drug addict. Hope you don't buy guns doing that weed. That's illegal. Well, not here. It's not illegal, but it's illegal nationally. They never changed that. I wish they'd change that. Then it could be up to the state whether they want to keep it illegal or not, but it wouldn't make sense to. But that looks like that's it for the questions today. I think I got everything. Didn't get a lot of questions over here. Let me make sure we're caught up over here. I don't know what that is, but we're caught up over there. We are caught up over here. And then he said, no, I don't buy guns. Well, good. Because you goddamn druggie. Damn druggies and their drugs. Doing their drugs. They on the pot. My mom got a gun. Well, she's definitely on the pot. Although she said something about she's going to stop smoking pot. And I'm like, why would you get to whatever she is, 75 years old? She's 15 years older than me. So she's 73. Why would you get to that age and then stop smoking pot? I mean, she vapes it now. She doesn't smoke it. What I want to do is get her on edibles. I'm like, you don't need to be vaping in, fumes and, moisture into your lungs. Just do the edibles. I'll buy you the edibles. All right, that's it. Last call for questions. We got a couple minutes left if anybody wants to send a question in, but looks like we are about out for today. Excuse me. And let's see, I don't see anything coming in. Trump's other problems are not stepping in to stop Senate Republicans from destroying the Short Act, address the inflation and cost of living, or mental health reforms. Well, yeah, they don't really. I thought gas prices were supposed to go down day one. That didn't happen. Gas prices really aren't any better now. So I guess a lot of things they told us didn't happen. Gummy Wuzzle said he sent me an email. I don't see it. I'm refreshing. I don't see it. Sean Bain upped their membership. He was already a member. He upped it. That helps us with the funding, but we still need 7 more new members. I'm not seeing anything from you, Gummy Wuzzle. So are you sure you sent it? Not searching for anything. I'm looking at the right here at the. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing. Go Shadow was the last email. So I don't see it. I guess you heard about the 2 Congress members and the mayor of Newark trying to force their way into an ICE detention facility. They claim that ICE agents battered them. We don't try to force your way into places you're not supposed to be, I guess. I don't know. $500 hammer fired carry gun. Well, yeah, they exist. You can get usually like a what do you call it? You could definitely get a Taurus revolver for that and some of the little Smith lightweights. I moved around some Henrys. I'll send the picture tomorrow. Did you get my email earlier about the sticker? I did not. I finally got Gummy Wuzzle's email. Let me share that real quick before we run out of time. Oh, I'm still sharing that. Oops, now I muted myself. Screen Winder. Where's Gummy Wuzzle's email? Not the picture. Well, I'll just share the picture. I'll read the email. There's the picture he just sent. He says the Taurus 327 shoots 4 calibers. Taurus 692 shoots 3 calibers, 7 calibers and 2 guns. That's my plan. Do you like my plan? That sounds good to me. Also, this arrived today. 40 Smith & Wesson trying to decide if I want the safety. I wouldn't want the safety. I'd get that safety off there and make it into a decocker only. But, that's just me. It's up to you what you want. You do you, boo, as they say. But what did he send me about stickers? Where's Welper? I was asked by Boss Hug, who asked you the other night on the live chat about the multi-month Patreon reward. He thought he was owed. He thought it was a patch, but I thought it might have been one of the stickers. Now, the stickers are on Subscribestar, not Patreon. But I thought it might have been one of the stickers. He says he has been on the $5 tier for a while, but I have no idea if that's true. Well, $5 tier doesn't come with nothing. If you go over and look at the tiers, that just makes you a friend. It makes you eligible for drawings. That means he gets entered into the friend drawing every month. But it doesn't get you a patch or a sticker or nothing. A lot of people don't pay attention when they sign up. All right, that's it. And we're out of time anyway. So thanks, everyone, for coming. I will see you all again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for everything you do for the channel. It is appreciated. You're the only reason we're still here. YouTube is trying to get rid of us very hard. So thanks for drawing out our death for as long as possible. Will be a pain in the ass until the end. So thanks for that. I will see you all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.